Sky Express Show nyenda kutangira kandi mazima nyenda kwebaza hawo kubasa kutwegitaga majingo nkwaniriza nnyo nkwahera goina awekomedde ku mpewo za fezino TV gagadde Sky TV ne show yabagezi bakayamagezi munyo Sky Express Show mukulikeyo mwechai ne Rio Jos Jaze mwana wa foyo Sky Express Show nkwaniriza nnyo era muwereza nga bulijjo nze Easydee Omwishikatwa karahanga igambirine wenyini ndi mukuwereza mpaka kozi tuwereza nsi chovola ba n'Oluganda aloni no dwogera waneno nakutangira ebirijo mu Sky Express US America ineteratere ntama kandi buzima ryo neteratere mekono kugira ngo base kuhera Ukraine batahemuka kwiha ekishwaro mu Colombia emundu ne nyoka mbundu netokota armed groups zonzita abantu America hati nenda kwereka ensi yona nguneza gumerikira manyi yombeka bomb B6113 irabene kizayo kuba the most powerful munongo munsi yona kandi Trump ayona agareberamu bwanyuma yemishango ye yo kufakinga property values na nebindi mwene ba civil fraud case banyuma wako mushashuza millions za dollars ezikurengo 500 zikamuremera bilionia bamuzia kumuha bail ya cash sente za baraho mu cash bur company yabe na terongo shi Jose properties o Jose Trump what to nyamba okantero millions 10 za dola ori atedeka ngushi Sky TV tumunyama kantero chinana ngudeka nguntukuma Trump mwene gayega munyokere nagandi kandi yabari umuhwezuwe nawe yayitwara yo federal prison yayitaninga in kwasa kumusiba ahamshango nkanagambire mshanga beneteganisa ka Trump ya capital attack jeje mishango ejo yabenera kusesa Trump kamuyiso mu karuru mwenu hati aidwe yabari muhwezuwe nwe ayekolire echo michenzo ki ahamutwe kuyenda ngo zitaruma Trump evyona Sky Express Show nanya Easydee Omwishikatwa karahanga igambirine wenyini Sky Express Show nyenda kutangira iwe omunyamagezi kageze munyo ngajya mu Sky Express ntugira ngo oyino bwenje entandikiro yo kumanya niyo ntandikiro yo bwenje umuntu we nakutandikira akutandika kurondesereza ndeka ntandika kumanya iki neki watandika obuno notandika kurondo bwenje mwene ori umunyabwenje ninkwakira ngitabarusyayo okwawukanaho ninga shokutana na shwe zindi zikuwa numuhurra ninga numureba Sky Express Show nitukumanyisa tukucengesa kandi ubasa kwega tutukugambira enshonga tukabasa jigumizamu pana nka Sky Express Show ntuteko twakucengesa mpaka kurango wafuna ebikwata ari echo cyona mbwenu icyo cyanyamazyo America abakungoma ya America Department ya Defense ejenje mu Remstein German mu rembo wa Remstein babasa kubona batera emekono na no kugita ubwongo na namahanga ganda gabegegitire 50 amahanga 50 agandi gabegegitireyo gamahanga gona nako kwikiriza kusupportinga Ukraine mwene babeze mu je turebe tuganiremo tubanze twareba nenshi cyo kwasakora ihanga ya Ukraine mwen Lloyd Austin ogunwe Secretary of Defense wa USA America ajizirengu enshonga eziriho America twakine sente zitokubintu allocatinga kugira ngo tuhereze Ukraine. Trump na n'ekibiina cya Republican Party bazikwatira mu Congress twakwenda kuzishohoza, twakwenda kuzipasinga, twakwenda zirabeho befuire kindi atkano buzibo butwine na House of Speaker na House Speaker House Speaker mwene Speaker w'ishenjero omwami Michael Johnson nawe no wa Republican n'ekibiina cya Republican hati nawe enshonga zona gmana zibondokera takwenda kushara takwenda kubaza tabling takwenda gukora iki wareba hati yagira ngo atubantu kunyoreka mbagambire Ukraine eine obushobozi bwo kubasa kwemereza Russia kandi ine obushobozi bwo kubasa kutera Russia konkeche yaza kukora twena okutwijana no mu rukiko twine kuba ntuba tugihire mikono tugihire nebindi etumwen itwenka America nije hano kubagambira kugira ngo itwenka America nkiyangari America twena oiremu ebyo butegeki naki ebya Trump konka itwenki hanga tutururekera Ukraine amahanga gande mukaza ko mwazo mu rukiko rwanyu rwa European Union mwagamba ngo America tukargaho Ukraine pan America tutururekera Ukraine mpaka twagmantu gisupportinga mpaka konkobwa hati twaketerereze turonda sente turayongereyo nkonkimwe amahanga gandi ni mureke kunama mukarinda America ni mu muje cyumwakora America naye kwatizaho mwene yeka yatandikire no mujyango ni yeta kwenda kuhendera America te kubasa kutandika ikintu cyitara hendere by all means ni tekonkito nka America kusupportinga Ukraine kandi kurango twatera Putin twabasa kumwemereza murebe gamba bakabanda buriya bamba passinga budget ya aid y'obukwezi ningashobo yambi omahanga bakabashowize mu 9.5 billions zibaye bate boringire kugira ngo bakwata obuhumbi mkaga bwa dola babuhereza Ukraine bakwata ho nezindi bazibaganisize Israel na Taiwan niwe bemenda kuhereza inshongezo mbere ndekuteka sentezo mwene baziri baterra abenshonga ebishine cha Trump hati mena kugambira ngo Biden nawe azirenke yakabega ahuje kwa karuru ko 11 kabire kari Trump nagira ngo Biden na fahanse zindi takufa America yina abona kwa to buhumbi nkaga kujya ngo bohe Ukraine cyo kwa to buhumbi nkaga obuteka mu bantu ba street aba babasakora ki kurugayo obuteka mu buyambi akwa America nabo nkano bendo buhwezi abo sente no muzukwatana muzigabara amahanga gandi kandi America iri kwendo buyambi Trump atinyoma mara kumpaka ruru mu 11 America first taroko Ukraine na 10 nyachikwata nincheza ba America hati ejo campaign kagenze ne bugumam no manyamunzo cyo kumuhindura nice yama no mutekatekaho no wa muhambe bitekateko men Biden no karebera ngo karukaza kumutera kibina cye cha Democratic Party cyamushita misango nyaburawe kwame waza campaign enshonga za Ukraine ngo muzigende kake ozara wa mutwe deka kuteka ikibegeraga cyona ninga otarbatse amaguru abiri rwatse guru kumwe ognuwe Lord Austin meeting wabena bagambira shonga zikwate na Ukraine na nabandi abe bariyo okuzukugenda.
So when we invest in Ukraine's security, we invest in our own security, and we strengthen this contact group's shared vision of an open world of rules and rights and responsibilities. Today, Ukraine's survival is in danger, and America's security is at risk, and they don't have a day to waste, and we don't have a day to spare either.
Leading the monthly meeting known as the Ukraine Defense Contact Group, a meeting attended by some 50 allies backing Kiev, American Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin made the warning that Ukraine's survival is in danger from Vladimir Putin's invasion. Austin seeks to convince allies that America is committed towards Kiev, even as Washington has essentially run out of money to continue arming Ukrainian forces.
And Ukraine's friends continue to come up with innovative solutions to make key new commitments to provide Ukraine with urgently needed capabilities, especially air defense and armor and artillery ammunition. And our allies and partners continue to step up. And the United States must also. The United States will not let Ukraine fail.
Austin did not say how the U.S. would support Ukraine without additional funding and did not specifically mention Congress. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has so far refused to call a vote on a bill that would provide $60 billion more for Ukraine.
Ukraine's survival is on the line.
In the meantime, the White House has been scrambling to find ways to send assistance to Ukraine, as officials say the lack of funding available is already having an impact on the battlefield, and Ukrainian forces are having to manage scarce resources.
Let's not kid ourselves. Putin will not stop at Ukraine. But as President Biden has said, Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that it needs to defend itself.
Last week, the Biden administration said it would send $300 million in military assistance to Ukraine, but said it was an extraordinary move after unexpected savings from military contracts the Pentagon had made. Officials have not ruled out that they could find additional savings, but they say that amount would not be enough to make up for the lack of congressional action. U.S.
Express show ina kutangiriye mugenzi wanje Ukraine ekyo ne battlinga ekyo ne gizo kugira ngo erwaneho kandi base kufuna obuhwezo bukuwasa ko kubujimarira ninga kwemarira base kubasa kurwanisha Russia base kujibattlinga omurutaro mwen naye barse kwerwanaho bambi yabasagarra ekibuga cyayo cya Kharkiv. So Kharkiv base kugira ngo bagihemba tware omikono ya Russia basangireyo obusirikare buriyo ko buriyo bugikumira bagitera Kharkiv bagigaruza konkana bwa Russia ene icyo yongera ku advancinga omudonetsk mwene icyo yongera ku advancinga mane hambe bicweke bindi Colombia enshonga za Colombia zibire kari Colombia urembo rukurumba rwete Bogota. Colombia ni njanta bakukira kuri za film kankose film komando ebiki byababanda Colombia nense yijwire babanda nayo ababanda kandi Colombia ije myaka yone hwiri izire netaganiswa armed groups mwene izgang bachifesa ko babine mundu obo bina bo kwekora mu binja bakarwanisa government konko bwiro bwinji obinjo bomba protecting ikintu kimwe nibweshereka gutanga ko gumano bubehera government ngwe nkora yaito kugenda atubo bari mwini bejweka oruhu ruembuza mtwe kugira ngo bari innocent kandi munda bari bino mutima gwengwe mwen ichamana mnonga bomba majizo ku protecting enjaga yabo akwa binji bona Colombian bahinga enjaga hatenjaga mbateko koronda militia ninga baruta koronda emundu bafuna mahe agagomene ga protecting enjaga yabo government okoro batayo yongo government mangor commando mori chitokoro batayo bateko bakutera mwenu hatkubareberecho obubinja okuba bine mundu obubina bino okuba bine mundu bagumana bweyongera mwenu president wayo mamweta Gustavo Petro aina miaka nkaganisha tu akizo mwaka kwa president wa Colombia mwaka 2022 mwen Gustavo nawe omukureberaho ascreena we chikofirogwe niwe president waho omukureberaho nawe akabari omukibina echa armed group by then government kandi owirobo bakamba yeta M19 armed gorilla movement mwen nawe kari mukibina echa armed groups konka yachabechero mu rwaro kumirwenda nshanju kumirwenda kinana konka chikiza makugwaro kumirwenda cyenda gumwe cyo organizinga cyabasa kuba M19 Democratic Alliance mwene cyaba ekibina ekyo butegeki chargom bya gorilla bucha beche M19 gorilla movement hat chaba M19 Democratic Alliance chabe kibino mu butongore kwichereza kwesimbaho mwene niche kiyizire then akarugamu akabasa kuba president mu akagwa 2022 konka umwaka gwanyu mwazo bambi aba armed groups mbagenda mu cyaro barumbe cyaro babona kukigwa bamara kufunamo abantu mbambenda mabana abaratware bakahamba kifuba kutwara kugiye kujoininga ubuhekera ningashi kujoininga ubanda nkababanda marabaze kwate mundu baze kuma Misiri yenjaga baze kwate mundu kurwanisa government ebyo mwene ko yizero mu cyaro cyumwe bija bambi basigabita momwe bwanyuma y'ecyaro kwekarakasa ngo twakwenda batwara mu muntu basigabita umuntu bayigendera hati mwene President Petro azirati atkanda hatabo ba violatinga endagana itwine n'abahekera hakubesha heza yituri government ye esanyarire erinkeshanya esanyarire abo kugira ngo government yonkayo ekasizinga faya kurwanisa aba armed groups aba yabasa kubanza kwembakinga on peace agreements mweni ya kugira ngo hati eteho endagano ezo businge na bina bono bwine mundu bashitama meza bugambe bakwenda basa kora government yane basa kugira ngo bakore ki bagonjore nshonga bareke kutuntuza ihanga ryabo rya Colombia abahekera bamwe bacangire abandi bari bagamba nabo mwene hati abo barumbere bakuma government te kubasa kubarumba awoja government kabanza yasizinga fire muyikirizana kugira ngo mbene umugamba ahanshonga zebineza takakoreta niyemwe murete ntesaganya njanki manyisa ngo utaro kurumba mutahi wawo mwamuri in due process ya peace talks taro kurumba muhekera omuhekera taro kurumba mpaka marize endaganejo ninga ebitense ebyo mwamara kwikirizana urutaro rukweho mwamutikirizine rugumeze mu rukwayi mwena Petro yajati nyenda kwija kubaronda atkandi bankozere kubiyaga ngo makuru kurga mu Colombia.
A vicious attack on unarmed civilians. Members of a rebel dissident group opened fire on this indigenous community in the western Cauca region last Sunday when locals resisted the armed group's attempt to forcibly recruit a young student. At least 3 people were wounded. One renowned indigenous authority was killed, leaving her community long ravaged by armed conflict once again in disarray. President Gustavo Petro, who has bet on negotiating peace agreements with remaining armed groups in the country, took to social media to announce that the attack was a violation of an ongoing ceasefire and ordered a resumption of military operations against them. The Estado Mayor Central, or EMC, is the largest dissident faction of former FARC rebels who refused to join a 2016 peace deal. Experts say that since the accord was signed, Colombian authorities have failed to take control of the country's most volatile regions, allowing remaining armed groups to expand and fight for control of illegal activities like drug trafficking. The government says negotiations with this group will continue despite the setbacks, but the next steps are unclear. On Tuesday, the country's largest criminal organization, the Clan del Golfo, announced they will also start talks with the administration.
Sky Express Show yenda kutangira kandi kakwebaza Eriki mwenu umuciro cyo kushesha hati cyanyamwazyo America nayo ebasize kuba nejet finally abo nabo kuhakanisa ekibine cya Republican ekikwebemberwa Donald Trump mwenu Trump nkana bagambira aha imishango yabayine nyingi yona inone ya capital attack ibatire mu mwaka gwa 2021 ejibe baroho kandi bamenda kumusibira je mishango turayo eje mishango ekero mu obuhenzi bw'amateka kwamaze kumusinga Trump mu karuru ke 2020 2021 njani mwijuka sageri bambajangu Russia ekaenda kuinfiltratinga aba Russia bakenda kutamuka ruka America kugira ngo bakibire Trump abenwa yasinga kagambira kale Trump wayine nkwatagana na Russia wenko muntu itari America wenko muntu abo kugira ngo mukazi wayine na waka muiha Russia no mu Russia hati Trump kwamaze kumutera karuru Biden kamaze kumutera karuru mu mwaka 2020 yenda kuvataninga results yenda kwiba karuru government yabigwamo yaba changeza yaba hunamisa mwene yabihamuramwa baremerwa ngo kujya kurangira Joe Biden nga president wa America eje mishango yatugumayo bajirge staringa aho kwenda kwa attacking ihanga waza kwiba karuru nchanje manisa ngo wa attacking ihanga warumbi ihanga nori nka kwenda kuyo government ni nka kwenda kurumba government eje mishango yagumayo batura eriyo mukoti hati ncho korebera buriya wazo mu South Carolina inshonga zikazigumire mpako bamba mugirango atakakwasire bendera y'ekibine cya Republican aine kwanza yahoze mishango yamara kugisinga abone kugumizamo mwene je mishango kubashikire yajejura yatinyoti ne kinkumanya omuryebyo tine kinkumanya mwenu ayabariyo muhwezi we Peter Navarro we yajweka orurwembuzi omukirugu cy'ebicuncu yabanwa atwarije mishango yagira ati Trump tine cyakumana cyumwe ebindi nina bengezo kubikora atukonka Trump odine cyakumanya ngo bindi biha ati nyuna bagambire bindi mutaza kumbuza mbwenu omwaka gwa 2020 abaranagumwe nano kuijo mu 2023 bakiza ba musharre myezena yo kuzo Miami Federal Prison kuzo mu chome cha Miami kwasa kumusiba mu mishango ejo yana basa gukora ki yana basa kugira ngo nwaje koze kwa bitaka bire bityo banza babeta mu ishengero mu Congress ya America kwa mutiro mu ishengero bambuza ngati ntoyenda othereze bihandiko biona evumara beremiyo na Trump norukwe erwa atandikire ati nyo Trump rayangutaro mu nkare Trump tarumu hati ntoyenda tohereze orukwe okumara atandikire norukwe orukuhamba government ningashiro kwiba karuru kuba mugezaho Peter Navarro ati nabagirango emishango ne yanje ati murike kunchereza mwana munsharo mushango mugenda mugongere mugunshare ati mutaje kimwambuza ati nyowe tindi I'm not in help I'm not in line of help tindi mwentinza kubayamba kandi mfite na kubayamba kubahe bahandike mu kunshaba aho kuba kandi confident wa former president kandi ibihamabye bikwatagana na company ze naki na plan ze naki nyote yine kuba nimbishoboza akwana bigwa biri bihama byo muntu mbwenu bamugitaho mushango ogwa mwene gwa ita criminal bagitaho mushango ogwa contempt of Congress nago bamugote contempt of Congress yanchi manisa mwengo kurabya mu akagayano mwene kare ngakagayano kishenjero kurabya mishenjera misho nabamba kubuzo kabacwa busha contempt of Congress nago mushango bagongeraho mbwenu kadi zati yareba ngo mbyabe bityo yayitamburra yagenda ati nyonya nayihereza yo mu kihome bankome umushije tuyize kumkwata kumutwara we yataninga himself in bwanyuma yo kure mishango ye kana no kusharwa kugira ngo bitagumane prolonginga bikiza bikajwara moha Trump ni nyanto wawe hura no funo muntu abamunywano wawe ofuno muntu akora abashisha binji abagiga ninga abanyabategeki ababitegeki cyaba mbabi n'abantu bakora ninja data work mbabi n'abantu aroho kugira ngo nuwakoza gukora buri kibicona cyo gumuntu kandi nkamagira ngo babuza no fa wenka taro kutaka mugiga ninga taro kugamba ngo inwe yansindi kapana no kafera mu wenka abantu bingi niko bakora ba mafia bingi niko bakora tonight Trump pro mafia konka Trump no just akwana mishangwe nije nayo bacyo mbanjuvu ndana ogunuwe Peter Navarra obyagambire bigambo kugira ngo hako baroho ikintu cyo kwata mushango ogu tino muntu wona ine kuzo muchome ninyenka asheme kwa nizo muchome taro muntu ndisho atike abari bamurekure nyona yitwara muchome bankoma bamishango yanje inakozere ngo makuru.
All I have done is my duty to this country, the Constitution, my commander-in-chief, and to my oath of office.
Those were the words of Peter Navarro, moments before the former aide to then-President Donald Trump entered a Miami prison on Tuesday, where he began serving a 4-month sentence for defying a subpoena from a panel that investigated the 2021 Capitol attack. He was convicted last September of 2 misdemeanor counts.
I will be the only person in that prison who's been convicted of a misdemeanor. A misdemeanor. Everybody else is in there for felonies.
Navarro refused to provide testimony or documents to Congress, arguing that he did not have to cooperate because he thought Trump had invoked the legal doctrine of executive privilege, which shields some presidential records and communications from disclosure. That refusal led the Democratic-led panel investigating the January 6, 2021 attack by Trump supporters to refer criminal charges for contempt of Congress. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday denied a request by Navarro to avoid prison while he appeals his conviction. He is now the first senior member of Trump's administration to be in prison for actions related to the attempt to overturn Trump's 2020 election loss.
Express show nyina kutangira ya mugenzi wanje abo bantu kugira ngo na cyabaki nyo niza guma nintwara ibikorobero byawe nyina bitwara umisho. Trump, as if that's not enough, Trump abari mu koti nawe baro yazbe bakumuhorereza amishango bamutiraho ya civil fraud case. Civil fraud case mweni yobufere emishango yobufere kwenda kunyaga eyemisho atura ine mishango mwene ya yokumistatinga property values eje mishango wano shashura mishoro umuyihanga bamba kubara ibyo bwiga byawe byo yine. Trump no mugiga is a billionaire no mugiga akari billion zishatu hata na general zo billion z'umushanju no mugiga mwen no babara ibintu byo kuboyine hatka tugeze kugira ngo nka hano mu Uganda hano muri imbara ninga buri hona council no basindika council eja ebare ibintu byo yine katugere nka ba landlord neja ebare mizigo yine emango je mizigo buri muzigo ngo wasa kwa ngushashurwa emtwari 15 buri mwezi aine mizigo ngahi aine mizigo 20 mwene yari mizigo 20 kikumanyisa ngo buri mwezi aha mtwari 15 nafuna sente zukwingana ziti wakireba ebara kyaba yine amajuga maduka ngabarwa musinzingahi mwene kuvaluinga properties zawe muninga shibyo bugiga byawe byo yine then bakabasa kurya percentage eyo mushoro ninga sente zo mushoro ozoyine kwano shashura government nyanti wanchenga konkati wimuka ukagira uti nyowe emizgo yanje je mwareba omurkatete emizgo burumuzgo ninga mpanse mutware 5 burumpanse shashura mutware 5 nyine emizgo 10 niye mutware 50 hati kwema bakushaba no shanga bakushaba nke mutwaro nka ara 50 amutwaro 50 ya burumwezi yo kufuna no shanga government oyine kwano je mutwaro nka 10 bo wanchenga bakubara sente zuwagamba na nebihandiko wakono nenda kwata receipt barebe no shashora zingahi deni bakora umushoro gwawo hata cyabira Trump byabugiga byo no muri America we akababiha kiya barebere nka Trump Tower for example nka Trump Tower yagira ngo nimpangisa mu abantu 200 bahandika napangisa abantu 200 mbashashora zinga buri mwezi buri muntu arashasha mutwari 10 mutwari 10 abantu 200 mwene kare nizo sente kare cyaba kitiyo nizo miliyoni zinga yoke bazibara bahandika kubaje kumbara bebugiga byona bamugekera no kugereka bamugerekera kare no kugereka umushoro bamubara sente izayine kubana hahereza government kandi ubwa nyuma kubagire kushanga bashanga ngo Trump akaba biha property zone zayine hati ibyo bugige byona nahereza umushoro muke anyaga government sente zayine kubana hayo ninke niyo misstating property values mweno mushango mbakuteko kwa civil fraud case go fere hati ngo mushango gwa Trump gwa ine nago go ngo muzoganya mwene kwa bari mu court bajango Trump otakarejera na baro yabawo $200 million $200 million za dola binatano nina omukash ati nyona bagambira ati mazima bail yo kujya mu nde kurengende turebe nze ko leta sente zayo ngo tutwenda nutwenda cash wahurira ngo bamurerizinga on cash bail sente no wote ko kuziteka hawo mu buringeri yona aho naho hati mwe miliyoni za dola 550 bajengo no bazenda Trump batazini yatandika romba nywani babari yaho ngo terana ngogwa ije azalite sente terana ngogwa ije azalite sente hati nafuna companies nkina zamani bur company kumpa milioni zi 10 maganana atanu nyete zukumbura niza kuziteka kare nkatwereza makire dakika 20 kana bota genzere terra abantu bawo kabe na terra Eric Properties yes ija oyemerwa bail umpereze sente mbenda milioni zi 550 mwene umpa milioni zi 10 company zone zamweguruka tine company ni mwayameterire kugira ngo amahe sente bikanga kichereza company zone zibenze mwecengera Trump no muyayi no mukujukuju kandi na wasa kwiba no reba agango makuru agarigireyo.
Lawyers for Donald Trump on Monday said the former president has so far failed to raise the money needed to secure a bond in his New York civil fraud case. The bond would allow Trump to appeal the more than $450 million he owes in penalties and interest, which a judge ordered him to pay last month for misstating property values to dupe lenders and insurers. Trump must either find the cash or post a bond to prevent the state's authorities from seizing his properties while he appeals the judge's decision. Trump's lawyers urged an appeals court to delay enforcement of the judgment, arguing the amount was excessive. They said Trump had so far approached 30 companies to obtain a bond, but that all have said no. Trump's lawyers included a statement from one of the brokers hired to help get a bond, who said obtaining one for the full amount, quote, is not possible, noting that many companies that issue bonds won't provide one above $100 million and were willing to accept only cash or securities, not real estate, as collateral.
Sky Express Show nyina kutangiria wasakutwa gitaho ya feroma makuru agona kutantuhereza yabasha kujya nibuka tandikira omwaka gwa 1995 tukatwine semataro orutaro wensi yono rwa kabiri orwabireho rwabendo kwaya mwen bakabiri biro mukaga byo kwa munana America yakoresha kakorwa hogo munsi yona yakwata bomu ya nuclear ibebesere Little Boy yatera omukibuga ekya Nagasaki bomu je yatire ekita abantu emitwaro 14 basa kurufamu tera komerawo hawamya iskashatu still yakayatera hata yatera bomu yakweta Fatman yene ita Fatman yakuze Fatman yakatera omukibuga echa Nagasaki sorry omukwa munane katera Hiroshima mwene muko yija gwa kabiri Fatman yagitera mu Nagasaki yita abantu bembengana nke mutoro mushanjone nkumina niyo ihanga ryo kubanza ryatireho nuclear bomb ya nuclear mu nsi yona tini ihanga rinde ryatira hatari yayo bomb ya nuclear mwene America yakapanishinga Japan mwene yinkugambira hati America ebetwire ine powerful nuclear ibiri ensi yone zetine izina man ibakweta B61-7S na nendijo ibakweta B83-1S izo nizo nuclear bombs America zeine ensi yone zeta kwasa kugira nkana wagana ntomo tarwa nuclear umurtarwa nuclear Russia nekiza nuclear obwinji eriyo mu nkumina nezindi kandi America yo nuclear weapons ebirwanso bya bomb bya nuclear eine enkumishatu yeine enkumishatu rushanjura munana kandi Russia nebembe ine enkumina binachinana na mwenda eza nuclear bombs mwen China naine jamu chakasha naine benikumi konka mweno rango ezo zirahare amahanga garahare na nebirwanso bya nuclear konka Russia okubera nebirwanso byo bwinji bya nuclear bombs za nuclear America yezayo the most powerful in the most powerful nuclear warheads is a man kuchiza Russia mben America erejereyo negumane yozya omubomu ezyatire omu Nagasaki na Hiroshima omu series ere kuija gumane nekora bomu mben wata yungambira ba proposing kora bomb ebakweta B61-13 yamukurebe nyuma yanjao B61-13 nekiza bomu ebatire omu Hiroshima omwaka gwa 1945 kwa 8 biro mukaga emirunda bernena obwinazi bwayo bwine bomu je nkureberaho nuclear warhead ejo bomu ya nuclear ejo nekiza hakuba eibatiro mu Hiroshima ekora screen now niba mbeta Rito boy nibazipimira omangazo nibazipimira mu kilotons mwene kilotons ekeine 15 eribatire Hiroshima konkeji nekuba ine kilotons bishatunkaga hati ninyan 24 times hati ria 15 kilotons yatire kamaraho Japan yona hikuyinkwenkana ikakora kwa Hiroshima kandi hati eje yabishatunkaga bagitera ihangari na turukwaho uryona narebye namahangana getorire konka mwenu abona ba department yo korse be kurwanisa muri America bakorerizinga series aho kuba bariyo nibagezaho kugira ngo barete bombs no mato mu studio mu nuclear arms race no harakiza man yabaye nebirwanso bikukizayo no harana namise mutahiwe kandi yabaye nebirwanso ebikutinwa noza kuba nebirwanso bikukizayo konka batakutinisa bitakanga utakwasa kanga mutahi wawe konka we ayinebirwanso bice konka bikanga kumangu yakutera kimwe no horekera mwene yabaye nebirwanso ihangane yeragambe mwene nuclear arms race kurangu Russia eyonje ne koreti na wa America bayamba advancing ampora hati menda kukora B61-13 mukurebaho ibase kuba nebaho mwene ba president je papara byona omu congress no mangu tine kintu cyone kikorwa parliament etasazireho omunsazi na democracy mwene congress hati niye ine kubanza discussing aho kureba yana basa gukora bomweji konka abakugu nibagira ngo bomweji obuhango bwayo nacyo kibasa kuba buzibu aho kwa ne kutwara sente nyingi bajibariye kutwara $1 billion 10 kumaraho gukora gundeji mwene mbagira ngo hati kuwana kibaho ekagira obuzibu sente zazafaki kandi nitutwenkana basa kutukosa abo buhango bwaye namana gayo nabo bakera kirire ishengero ryo ndiakusaramu kureba either bagumize mu bakore bomweji ninga bagireke aganirwa makuru ngaruke n'amasomo ganyu.
Give you an idea. The B-6113 will be 24 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima, which was a 15 kiloton bomb, and 14 times more powerful than the one dropped on Nagasaki, which was 25 kilotons. The B-61 is a nuclear gravity bomb, meaning it is dropped from an aircraft. It falls on its target by gravity, and devastation ensues. This bomb has been in service since 1968. Since then, several versions of it have been created. They all have different yields and features. The latest version was the B-6112. It was produced in 2020. 3 years later, America wants to upgrade this bomb to create the B-6113 or the 13th version. It will have a yield of 360 kilotons and will include modernized safety, security, and accuracy features. It will also provide more flexibility for strategic, targeted attacks. For now, the US has simply announced its pursuit to build the bomb. It is seeking congressional approval and funding. If approved, the bomb will not increase America's nuclear stockpile, because the Pentagon plans to simply replace some of the largest and most powerful bombs, like the B-61-7S and the B-83-1S, and in their stead, use the B-61-13. Thanks to its strength, it sounds efficient, but this plan is not without controversy. For starters, the bomb is costly. Reports say it will cost America about $10 billion. On top of that, critics argue that there is no real need for this bomb. It has a high yield. The bigger the bomb, the more the damage. All of it is not necessarily wanted. The B-6113 could cause more collateral damage than expected and in turn escalate matters. But for now, the Pentagon has its heart set on its new nuclear toy. The question is, why? Tensions are rising around the globe. In America's words, the security environment is changing and threats from potential adversaries are growing. Who are these adversaries? Mainly Russia and China, America's biggest competitors in terms of nuclear stockpiles.
Sky Express Show inakutangira ya masomo gitu gwigwire tubase kugira ngo tuganiremo irijo nabaha akire kingi kamasomo tinko ndebe yanyu mwazi bitu bentuba tukwatagana nana konkoma akutere simu yawe bokube simu so commuting screen yo then oyogere nange ku simu togerezaganye mbanko wulira wampenso ngazawe otense ningo buze tubase kugenda mu misho imubo kutera kugira ngo mutera kana mwehorra screen kuri it's very bad janchi nyatakuna matu echo mwenu kandi watera gambizi nayo watera tubase kugumizamo amahanga ensiyona buri hanga hati ertine berwanso nangriya kuja kucengera buri bo misho ako tuyo munsi yakazigizigi ngo bagira nti enshegwire ensazi enseji egwire enshazi zenyini buri hanga nerebera kwe defendinga ebikubaho ako kibire ari Ukraine chegise buri hanga ryona. Yes, hello.
Where program?
Kare sebo nawe je bare program.
Oguni kamstaro.
Camp kao.
Sebo na jitolea rubanda district timuri mshachi.
Okay.
Kwa shi America kwende kwenye Rwanda sojama ya gatwali makuyamba gandi mahanga kaga ya mambo kwa mandugu kwa gagini uzibu mparo pia
Okay, nakura nza kugaruka mu mwame camp kao mu rubanda. Umwame wanji sebo. Okay, tena more reasonable but anyway. Ha, izina tena ruhura. Bantu mwatere simu gamba ho munonga mbase kurra. Reka gama mpora. Nkaya abuza Russia na America ne kwa sakutera ndi. Yes, hello. Russia na America ne kwa sakutera ndi. Okay. Irakari abantu. Wanji sebo. Nikurunja mukuru bakwetwa waterra nkai. Julius nkai? Kabushoko. Kashari, okay. Niyesi yona muntu. Omwami Julius byamushobera. Bilionia yanje kushashura mishoro mbashara bata. Ekiza kujya kukigambo. Ari asemaro taxes emishoro. Omwami Kabushoko yagira ngo abagiga kanubo eshishuru buri hanga batandika business waza kuri companies empango munonga no shangaza kunyaga emishoro oshangaza kosori yayi no shangaza kutuga zikata yaka sente bakaraka kujibanja nicho kushanga nka hano mu Uganda ninjana mujuka saga ya WBS ya BRTV mu ihangomu na companies ezindi kuija kubara bakashanga ngo kwihira ryari tokoshashuraga mushoro konka buri mwaka obenereka ngo noshashura mushoro government naiza kucinja nyamurundo ngo kugira ngo enda kuzomweze ebero yo mushuma babero 80 mwena je bari 80 nibize mpaka kuba buri entity ninga company empango URA nko mu Uganda hano nete ko kuba nete ko bambega kuchondoza mubanza muchondoza kurungi murebe mu system hine yagurikire hine bita kumakinga hine enshongeze zitakwatagana URA umuyanga ya Uganda yamara kushanga hine mis coordinates akuba bamba manyango ishima kono shashoro mushoro gwa million 2 buri mwaka katugeze nk'ibiri buri mwaka bakaza kushanga mashanga hamwe okosha 2020 tora yashashwire 2020 washashura 2020 zingahi washashura hati mbiza ba tracing record zawe mpaka bizire kureba oshashwirota oryota kandi bamara kwata penalties izba kutekamu sentezo mbazitekamu n'amagoba mbagira ngo koshe mekushobana oshashura kurugenko mibirabara gumwe kwikenko mibirabara nena washema kono ndashashura miliyoni 4 mwene miliyoni 4 ezo enyimaho zikabezera miliyoni 3 hati mwene ko jangu zikazera ziti zina magoba gati akwa baro penalty interest rates bamara kwata penalty ninga shi ekifubire cyo kwereza ncyakirimo magoba batayimuzinga amagoba umusente zawejo ushanga washashura nyingi munonga bantu mu mushashuri yo mushoro mureke kwibihanga ryitwere oshija nyitoga taba bagiga garo kushashura cye mwen kampikaho muri Rubanda district yabuza Russia na America niriheri hangaria kwa saptera rutayiryario twena nani ngushobora omunjeri za Russia na America tindi mufumu tinkuragura but being a superpower no way nation ngabo nchi makweta superpower America nebasasha yeje kubamba jirangu eine nuclear warheads zikuingane kumisha turushanjura 8 konkani zaziri nyingi ize kubeta kugamba ngo bahandike ize kubeyisi ize zonkazo wagira ngo nogitakura ogwero kagwe haturasha icyo kugira nuclear warheads nyingi tizikubasa kanga America kandi on power index rate y'umwaka wo 2024 nani ngishobora kurugera omukirimanyi okuba bene babara amahanga 2024 amahanga kubasa kutiza yo amani omunsi yona America ne kwate cyo kubanza Russia kwate cya kabiri China kwate cya kashatu India cya kwate cya kana na gandi ge yongerayo mwene hatu noranga omukirimanyi bakweta kirimanyi mbamba mayo chikurwana what you're capable of icyo kubasa gukora na n'ubushobozi bwoyine kukiza ayihanga irindi erwakiza hati for example nka India tokuza kugira leta za Spain toza kugira leta za Iran India tokuyeta Pakistan macha zana yina man hakuba baza kubara power index hati noshanga nka nuclear reactors ihangiriza kuba zine is powerful and more kukora akabikahango munonga kukora bombs zine akabikahango hati nka America for example ine powerful bombs nazigambira America na Russia zakwatagana ni nkibyo urutaro kugira ngo urutaro rwasa kuhinduka aho kuba konka omubukodyo na no kugira man America nebasa kutera Russia nice kigambo kinakosa nebasa kutera Russia tingira ngo negitera aho ko urutaro runo ruhinduka ruguri ngo mpira no ijoga irakantu kacena ko kakujumika konkati nka America for example in tactics America yo hati for example Africa bases zaine tokuzimanya hati ncho korebera ngo America ekageze kugira ngo ekwateza Lithuania ekwateza Poland ekwateza Latvia Estonia zona eziteko mu NATO no meshi yabene bara kugira ngo agamahanga agaherire Russia gagari ya NATO America nane ikirizibwa kugene kateka yo NATO base ninga kibina cyana cya NATO ncyanchi kwata kutekaho NATO base kandi kindi ngishayiza America yagira ngo erwane na Russia America tiye kubona erwana yeji na Russia ncyanchi mansa ngo Russia neterwa NATO yona hakuwa mu NATO atko yawe yatana na mwenda Nigeria one against our member is against us all ekimo sangu buri hangari yona ya NATO mahanga shatu na bergona gine kuyimukiramu gakatera ihangari ya romberi ya NATO wanchenga mwene kugira ngo hati Russia yona Russia no Russia bwayo netandika kurumba yatera America nzakwesura za Bungereza zesore za Germany zesore za Spain zesore za Turkey zesore amahanga gona shatu na bergona gegite gatire Russia mukonogo hati ni nyantu wareba advantage ya America being powerful yonkayo nkihanga rigina man konka hati rigina na alliance area ya NATO ekwasa kutira Russia wa hati ni wayizira kugira ngo if na alliance kubacking up omu BRICS ngana kuzenti bakakora BRICS nekibina echo gita za Brazil kagita Russia Irani haramu South Africa haramu nagandi BRICS amahanga genge yongera Russia kaita chitense na China na iriyo mu BRICS ekata chitense echo ngureka forming alliance ekubasa kumaraho NATO amani tubasa kumara America kajanja nabo bayonu begita mwechi kwa sangata tutaro watandaka NATO ortaro wabarko hagati ya America na Russia hat kunum parge NATO kunum parge BRICS njantu mwanchenga abonsho ngazakire dekamba sibura hano ndi Easydee Omwishikatwa karahanga igambiri na wenyini webare munonga yabasa kuba nareba ku munonga ekikora tawo na lifestyle ruko show obusinje obwamure marurema karema base kugumanimo